I've noticed that a lot of girls, they struggle with confidence. So I kind of put those two together, and then I create different events or workshops that target different things that either target a body positivity type of thing, or modeling, or just being locked in with your femininity and just like being in tune with that. So I tried to, everything that I needed, I feel like I'm trying to give back.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ BuzzB, and from the time you hear the voice, you know it's only up from here. It's the Up From Here podcast, and we're back in studio. We took the show on the road for a couple episodes, these last 2 episodes, and we recorded some legends out in Tampa, Florida. I was there for Tampa Carnival, and we recorded podcasts with DJ Spider, who, fun fact, in that episode, he talked about doing the entire project of Down Day, passing it off to GBM, and GBM not changing a thing. If you love that song Down Day, I promise you want to check out that podcast. And Jelani Hunt, who's the management of several big international artists and soca DJ, soca artists, that's a crazy podcast too and very informative, so go and check that out. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by a very special guest that we have on the show here today. We're talking about a very important subject matter, and then we're going to get into some fun about Fetes. But before we get any further, I want to say a very special welcome to our special guest, Melstheory.
Hi.
Now today, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we're joined by a special guest. Today we are talking about the confidence of women. We're going to talk about a very important and special project that Mel's got going on. But before we get there, I want to dive into the confidence of a woman, right? And I think today with social media, it's a very difficult thing to deal with.
It's so bad.
You're faced with a highlight reel in front of your face for hours in a day.
On multiple different apps.
No matter where you go. It's in your face.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So first and foremost, we're talking about the confidence of a woman, right? Now, you see yourself, we see Melstheory on social media getting on, right? And doing her thing and strutting out. But did you always have that?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, wow.
Oh, if it looks like I know what I'm doing so well now and I've always been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
No.
It literally looks like you were born doing all those things.
Listen, I actually have a video of when I first started modeling, like band launch modeling in 2021 after COVID.
Oh, wow.
And I put it like a before and after for where I'm at now.
Uh-huh. 9 day. Jeez.
But it took a lot of practice.
Yeah.
But no, I think I have like one picture when I tried to model when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And I was so shy. Like I was looking down. Right. I was like twiddling my hands. I was just like, no, I don't want to do this. All these people. Right. But yeah, over time, I just wanted to take a risk and do something that was just out of my comfort zone and see where it could take me.
And look at today.
I'm helping others do the same.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Let's get into that now, because as I said, that's a very big issue in the world, right? And it's comparing yourself to what you see all day, every day. So you developing what you have, which is the Strut Lab, correct?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that project and your initiative within that, because people will see that on social media and say, oh, she basically just skinning out. But you have a much bigger thought process behind that.
Skinning out where?
No. Meaning, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I'm kidding.
But
no, I know what you mean.
You have a much bigger...
Okay, so the whole point of the Strut Lab is obviously to build confidence. There's a lot of people that don't know how to build confidence, don't know where to start, have questions, don't know who to ask. And this all started because of band launch.
Yeah.
So I was noticing a lot within modeling and stuff. Mm-hmm. You'll go to castings and you'll do the casting and then that's it. Either you get casted or you don't. Right. And if you get casted, then great. You're cool. You're doing your thing. Right. But if you don't get casted, you're not getting any feedback as to why you didn't get casted. So you're now going to another band launch and doing the exact same thing. And of course, you're not going to get casted because you're doing the exact same thing that they probably aren't looking for. So no one's trying to address it or help you correct it. It's not to say that I've seen like, instead of helping, it's more so like, it's like a Mean Girls type of thing where you're not you're more so laughing about it, talking about it, rather than being like, hey, maybe if you try this, you might be a little bit better. Right. So that's where the Strut Lab came from. And then I've noticed that a lot of girls, they struggle with confidence. So I kind of put those two together, and then I create different events or workshops that target different things that either target a body positivity type of thing, or, modeling, or just being locked in with your femininity and just like being in tune with that. So I tried to, everything that I needed, I feel like I'm trying to give back. Amazing. And like be that point of contact or that person for other people, because I know, and I see it, there's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot. And it's like pure genuine. Like I throw these workshops and these events and they're expensive. Yeah. And I don't always make a profit on it, but like, when I hear like how well it went, or like they went from walking with their head down to like walking with their head up, and like they're making new friends and they're just in there collaborating and just having a whole vibe. I'm just like, wow, it wasn't a waste.
Right.
So it's great.
It's amazing. And I definitely want to dive into the confidence aspect a lot more, because as you said, you dealt with issues like that, right? You've dealt with confidence issues, and people look at you now and they may say, yeah, she's been like this since she was a baby, and she was probably always outgoing.
No, but it's only a couple years even.
Let's deep dive into that period of time and talk about it from a point of being relatable to what a lot of women out there, or people in general, might be going through with confidence issues.
What? So when I became confident?
Like before that, what were issues you were dealing with in terms of your confidence?
So I think a lot of my confidence issues after when I became like a teenager or like a young adult or whatnot, a lot of those confident issues came from my past relationships. So, those kind of took a hit on my self-esteem, my self-confidence, just like who I was as a person. I wasn't like too locked in on self-love and all that stuff, right. Until after all of that. But I was, even like in my past relationships, I was overweight. I lost like so much pounds. Yeah.
That's the comfort weight, the relationship weight. Yeah, I know. Believe me.
Yeah, it's good and bad. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was not cool. But there was a lot of things that I was just not okay with doing by myself, or just feeling good about myself in general. Yeah. And I didn't like that. Like, I didn't like that that's how I was feeling about myself. And I couldn't even tell you when it like clicked, but I'm just like, you know what?
You got to make a change.
I'm going to do this and I'm going to see what happens. Yeah. Literally, that was it. Wow. I applied for my first band casting by accident.
Wow. Yeah, talk about that. What do you mean by accident?
So me and Brody, we were talking about applying to do like casting one year or whatnot, because we've never done it before. Like I started playing mass in 2018. I'm a baby. Yeah. I love it so much, but I'm a baby to it. Yeah. But when we were talking about it, I've just seen like something online for like model casting something. So I'm just like, let me see. So I applied. It was a Google form. So I applied. And then they got an email and they're like, oh yeah, come to this casting. I went to the casting. I didn't really know it was for a band launch until like the second audition or the second rehearsal. And I was just like, okay. Yeah. Okay. It was great. I was happy that I did it by accident, but like, yeah, the whole process, that totally happened by accident.
Yeah. It pushed you in that direction.
Oh God, I'm so happy. I love a stage.
Yeah. So you own the stage when you're up there. We could tell because you were just at Nations Band Launch. We were there this past weekend. You own that stage when you're up there.
Thanks. I try my best to.
Now that
still nerve-wracking.
Exactly. That's what I was about to get to, because I saw another model. She was interviewed. I can't remember where. It was somewhere on Instagram, but she was interviewed and she said, I've been doing this for years and years and years, but literally every single time before I get on that stage, it's nerve-wracking.
It is nerve-wracking.
But when you reach out there, it's like, okay, I'm gonna own this space now.
Yeah, because at that point you can't turn away and go back. You have no choice. Yeah. You have to go forward. Yeah. Nervous or not, you have to go forward. Your hair, makeup, costume, you need to go forward. Yeah. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking. I don't think that gets easier, but the crowd the impact from the crowd kind of makes it easier.
Yeah.
Like if we get recepted properly,
Yeah.
that makes it a lot easier to like interact. And then, you know, because it's like, oh my gosh, you guys actually want to see me here. Instead of, you know, they're quiet or whatnot. But
believe me, we want to see you guys up there.
yeah.
Especially you ladies.
Yeah.
Now I want to dive into something that I actually heard this week, and it's such a big coincidence that you're here and could speak on this. It was from, I believe, DJ Gel. He did a podcast on the Soca Analyst, and he briefly was talking about, you know, like the big bands, especially in Trinidad, that have advertisements that cater to a specific looking group of people. And because that collective band or whatever the case is gets so big, everybody wants to flock to that. And then they neglect the smaller bands and they complain about these big bands and their prices, failing to realize there's a million other bands that are in your price range.
Yeah.
But you want this so bad. And the worst part about it is most of the people that are so hungry for that spot in these big bands are trying to go into something that's not even catering to them.
Exactly.
So we have a lot of plus size people that are really trying to get in that space, but it's like you don't even have advertisements for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you trying to spend your money for that?
Exactly.
Why are you trying to support that?
And this is where, you know, back to the Strut Lab and the confidence aspect of it comes in. What would you say to like the plus size model that may want to get into this space, but they're nervous and say, well, I'm not like what they're advertising?
Oh my gosh. Do it. Yeah. Do it. Make sure you get me twice. Yeah. No, do it because listen, oh my gosh, you have one life to live. Why are you, because of people on the internet or people that are around you, you're going to stop yourself from living? I literally breathe that whenever like any other girls or anything come to my workshops, I always tell them you are the star of your own show. And then I explain that what that means is it's your life. Yeah. Okay. Live it how you want to live it. Like no one can tell you otherwise. And even if they do, at the end of the day, you go home and then they go home. Like, so definitely do it. Put yourself out there because you never know what opportunities can come up. You never know what connections can be made. Like you never know what can happen. Yeah. If it's something that you're passionate about, something that you want to try, just something that you want to just do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just jump in and do it always.
As long as it has good intentions, I say, why not?
That's it.
Why not?
That's exactly. As long as it's all good intentions, that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I love it because, you know, there is a market for that. And a lot of people shy away from it because they feel like, well, people don't want to see me and how I am. There's people that would appreciate seeing a representation of themselves in branding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. I was actually having this conversation in regards to like modeling and band launch and costumes and all that good stuff. Because there's a lot that, you know, there's like sometimes there's one type of body that models a ultra frontline or one type of body that models a frontline or, you know, whatnot. Yeah. And then there's just one curvy option. Yeah. Which we love the curvy options. Yeah. We always love the curvy options.
We definitely do.
We do. But for me, I will model a curvy option, no problem. Yeah. But like on the road, I'm not playing in a curvy option. I'm playing in like an ultra frontline. So like it's kind of for the girls that would want to show more or are more comfortable, we would want to see that as well in the band launch rather than just one type of body. Like do 2 ultra front lines with 2 different body types, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you're giving more models opportunities in the band launch and you're not taking up more time because they're going out at the same time. That's just my opinion in regards to like confidence because if I'm a curvier person and I want to see what an ultra frontline is going to look like on a person like me, or like, even if it's a high panty and not necessarily a wire bra, but depending on, at least I can see that can also entice more sales and more other than just the curvy option. Right. Just my opinion. Yeah. Love it all day, every day. Big up the bands. You guys are the best. Yeah. But just my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
It's sound. So it's well deserved. Yeah, you got to be inclusive. Yeah. And that's something I've learned. A lot of bands will, again, exclude. There's certain,
we don't like that. We don't like exclusion.
Yeah. They'll only do up to a certain size.
Why are we excluding when the culture preaches unity? Why are we excluding?
Tell them again. Yeah.
Why are we excluding when the culture, hello, is this thing on? When the culture preaches unity, why are we excluding?
Yeah.
It don't make no sense.
There's switching gears a little bit. We got to get into the Fetes, the carnival, all of that. Right before we get into that gear, though, there's one topic I wanted to touch on, right? And I can't, again, I hate that I can't remember who posted these things, but the point still stands. And that was the attitudes of certain models. Once you get into these spaces where there's a bunch of you guys.
Oh, shit. That's so funny. I was having this conversation too the other day.
Interesting. Let's go.
It's unfortunate, yeah. And I feel like models get a bad rep because of that. And that's not necessarily every model, because you know me, I'll go in smiling for everybody. Yeah. And I'll get some like rude faces or like some stush faces or like some, you know, not so receptive faces back, which is fine. You know, people like sometimes I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes maybe they're in their head or they're really nervous before the show. Completely understandable. I get it. Yeah. And then sometimes it is just like the attitude. So I was having this conversation the other day where, you know, when you first get started, obviously we see where you are when you first get started. You are nervous, you are this, you are that. Now after the first band launch does something to you. It does. It's like more power, more responsibility type of thing. But like not like a more power and you're above everybody else. Unity. But yeah, it's unfortunate to see that, after like a band launch, a first band launch or two, you see some models think that now they are above other models. I couldn't tell you why, but you just try your best to, at least I do, and I can only speak for myself, I just try my best to just get along with everybody and just like, I mean, it's not like I have to try hard, I just try to...
Just be you.
Exactly. And then at the end of the day, if you're going to have whatever, then cool.
That's all you. Yeah,
That's all you.
Stay there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because there's no reason, especially in this, like we should be uplifting each other. Like we definitely should be uplifting each other because it's a scary thing to model on the thing. It's a scary thing.
Very.
Especially for someone that is first or second year in. It's a scary thing. So like, why aren't we?
And one thing we got to get into too is as you said, there's wire bras. There's these costumes that are a lot smaller than they might have used to been, which is a lot of risk. So imagine you go up there now, something popping, and you're in front of all these eyes.
Listen.
That is terrifying. I get it.
Listen, there's so much, but yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Anything like that happen to you?
Bro, okay. So almost.
Oh, shucks.
It could have. It definitely could have. So I was getting ready for a band launch and, you know, I was in the bathroom and there was just like, 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30. So we're getting ready for the show. Yeah. First time I'm trying on the costume, put it on. It was like a one piece, but it was just like connected with like a ring or something. And then, so I put on the bra part and then pop. And then the bra just fell off. And I'm just like,
oh my gosh.
I'm just like, it's like 20 minutes to showtime. I'm not going to get to model. I'm like, damn it. Yeah. Like, I'm so sad. My makeup looks so good. I just got this wig. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So luckily they were able to save it. Obviously they deal with all malfunctions and stuff. We were able to save it. And I still went down and I modeled it because it felt more secure and stuff. But yeah, it happens. Malfunctions happens. That's scary. Obviously, you know, we see malfunctions happen, but like, you try to do the best you can with what it is and you go forth and be great as much as you can. Yeah.
I love it. And it's amazing because a lot of what we're talking about here is directly related to Carnival.
Yeah.
And when we talk Carnival, yes, it's the big parade and these are showcases of the costumes, the beautiful costumes everybody sees on the road in the pictures and the videos. But when we're talking Carnival, there's a much larger component. That includes events, that includes any other cultural shows, the list goes on, right? Yep. And you've been somebody that, as you said, you started this in 2018, so to speak.
Yeah, but I would say so.
Were you going to Carnival and Fetes before that?
Fetes, no. I wasn't going to before that because, you know, crazy ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
You know those ones that just don't like you going out without them?
Yeah.
Anyways. But my mom used to, I never played Mass until 2018, which was my first year playing Mass because my cousin had a section in Nations. But prior to that, my mom used to take me and my siblings to Caravana when it was Caravana.
Nice.
It will always be Caravana.
Yeah.
She used to take us down to the parade when we were kids, and we would just be in the parade. So it was always nice. So I grew up with it, but I didn't grow up in it until like I really grew up.
Got it. Now, Fetes, when did you start going to those?
Maybe around the same time I played Mass, so 2018, same time.
2018? There's a vivid memory I have. I guess my first memory of meeting you.
Calypso Hut?
Calypso Hut.
He remembers.
Right?
So wow.
Yeah.
I feel special.
I can't forget something like that. That was wild. It was right outside Calypso Hut.
Yes, it was.
In the patio. And your friend actually stopped me.
It's true. She did.
You and your friend were there. Keisha, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Keisha. She stops me and she says, "Are you BuzzB?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God, you're our favorite DJ."
No, literally. No facts. That's literally how it went.
Yeah.
No lies were told.
No lies were told. She's like, "You're our favorite DJ. We love your parties and all of that." I'm like,
Yep.
"Word?"
Yep.
Then I see this one smile light up the whole patio. And from that point, the song came on and they started brucking out on each other in front of me. I'm like, that's what's going on here tonight.
It's good times.
So they're brucking out. Next thing you know, they both look at me. "We'll see you inside when you go play."
Yeah,
That was
it was a fun time.
Yeah. That was an amazing moment. And I don't usually forget those. Those are special to me.
Good.
It's not every day that's happens to.
It's true, it's true.
So, and especially with you too, looking the way y'all did at that time.
Literally.
So we talking Fetes, right?
We love Fetes.
You've been to BuzzB Fetes, obviously.
Obviously.
But in general, I guess Toronto is where you started feting.
Yes.
Yeah. So talk about your experience feting in this market and why you love it so much.
Okay, so why I love a BuzzB Fete so much?
You see, I'm trying to be inclusive.
Period.
All right, go ahead. I like it.
Yeah, so I started. It was the truth. Yeah. I started feting in Toronto. The scene is interesting. The scene kind of just always looks the same. Like the big family. Just like, damn, didn't I dance on you the other day? No, I'm kidding. Just joking.
The facts.
I mean, for the most part, like I love the scene here. We get a little bit aggressive sometimes when we say no, and no means no.
Guys.
And we don't want to respect when a lady says no and you want to keep pushing. But, other than that, we love it. It's always vibes. It's like literally always vibes in every fete. That's in every fete.
Yeah.
It's always vibes.
When we talking BuzzB Fetes.
BuzzB Fete are vibes.
Mind you, I spend close to a year, right, thinking of how I'm going to promote Tsunami and how I'm going to drop the bomb on social media and crash the internet and do all these things. I definitely did it. But considering me thinking of those things meticulously, right? And me not even asking Mel, can you do a little like, 1, 2, just say your experience in a BuzzB Fete. I'd love to post it.
That's so funny.
I get a message from her with this video. I'm looking at the video and I don't blush. But I'm blushing because the stuff she's saying about my parties is so heartwarming. We're going to put the clip in here in the podcast, right?
Okay, so I just saw the Tsunami trailer. Let us talk about it. So, if you guys have seen the Tsunami trailer, you have seen that over 5,000 people came last year. The location in itself. Okay, let's talk about the things that people aren't talking about. The location in itself, beautiful spot, absolutely sweet spot location. It was big enough, okay? And then let's talk about the pathway in. Let's talk about the fact that the pathway in had a DJ for you so that when you're walking in, you're walking into vibes, you're getting into vibes and everything, okay? Let's talk about how seamless getting through security and everything was, how hospitable it was, how when you came in and you got to the girls, you got your tattoos, you got your cups, you got your freezies, you got all that stuff. There was drinks on the side that you can purchase. There was food trucks on the side that you can purchase at the back, away from everything. And then, I'm so excited for Tsunami, you guys. I'm so excited. And then, in the big ass middle of the place, we have the vibes, the whole energy, like everything was accounted for. When you go to a fete, you want to take into consideration all of these other things. Aside from the actual event in itself. Like, it's a whole vibe. 3,000 tickets sold in the first hour last year. Do not sleep. I'm telling you, do not sleep. Anyways, big up BuzzB and his team. I'm so excited for Tsunami. Can't wait to see you guys there.
But I saw this and my heart was full. And it was just a testament that there's people that acknowledge the hard work our team does in these events.
No, absolutely.
It's an actual genuine review.
That's it. That's literally it.
And that's what people really want to see. They could see advertisements all day, but when you see a real customer review like that, it's incredible. So first of all, like, thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
No
I
problem
really
at all.
appreciate that. But
no problem.
Let's expand on what you talked about in that video, right? Tsunami.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So I love
your
talking about the
experience.
things that people don't talk about when it comes to that, because like we were talking about earlier, people buy into experience. So come on, the DJ in the pathway welcoming you, telling you, hey, welcome to Tsunami.
Yeah.
Get ready for this, that, get your tickets, all this and that. You're preparing them on the walk in. Like, it's a decent walk, but it's vibes.
Yeah.
And I also love the fact, even in that pathway, because it went until dark, there was light.
Yes.
The little things. Do you know what I mean? The little things. Oof. There was light in the dark. Okay. We get inside. We get inside. Security is just easy peasy. I mean, everybody's coming with good vibes anyways. You leave all that strippiness at home. They're coming with good vibes anyways. So it's easy peasy to just walk through. And then, you know, the girls, the Tsunami mommies are there, and they have, you know, your cups and whatever else fancy stuff you're going to have coming out this year. I'm excited. But you had tattoos last year. You had your freezies. You had your cups. It was just bare vibes. Yeah. And then, in the middle, it's just, we'll talk about the middle in a second. But then you had your drinks on the side for purchase. Your food trucks in the back, which I loved how it was like, you know, away from everything. So if you needed a break from everything and all the water and stuff, you can go back there, and it was well thought out. Yeah. The bathrooms. Okay, the bathrooms were super clean all the time. There was stuff that I'm like, when I was reading the comments, I'm just like, oh yeah. I didn't even talk about that. What was a big one too? The garbage, the people that were picking up the garbage, they were so nice even, like not only were they picking up the garbage, they were so nice. They were pleasant to deal with, you know? And then you got the vibes in the middle, okay? And then if I remember correctly, there was like something on the floor for the mud, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because why do you want to go to a wet fet and deal with mud and all that stuff? So they did the tarp or whatever it was. We had
flooring put down. Very expensive flooring, mind you.
Yeah.
But we had flooring
so
put
that
down.
It's all vibes, and it was like a rubber or something.
Yeah, some sort of
so
material.
it's like you're not slipping and slide. Safety first.
Exactly.
These are the things that people aren't talking about. Now, okay, we talk about the things that people aren't talking about. The event in itself. Lord God. Okay, the event in itself, you can just get lost for hours in the middle, just vibing. And like the people that come to your events, I feel are just on good energy, on good vibes. So it's like you can go to a BuzzB event by yourself and you can make friends. You'll leave with a bunch of friends. Like, it's not true. I've done it so many times. You guys know this. You've seen me and we've been friends. We became friends at Tsunami. What the hell?
The fact that you are able to sit down and go through all of that, right? Easy
peasy, off of memory. It's not even like it's a script. Yeah. This is core memory.
This is real talk. This is what happens at Tsunami, and there's a reason why it is the way it is. There's a reason why there's a hype. There's a reason why it's the certain price, and people neglect those things that we've shown you we do, right? There's so many parties that, again, I've been doing this so long, and you could walk into a place and immediately see where they cut corners.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Right.
And that's what we're looking for as well.
And it gets worse when it's like stuff like the bathroom, which everybody at one point is going to need to use, especially if it's an 8-hour party.
Exactly.
So think about those. We think about those things, and we try our best to give you guys the best experience. So for you to sit down and actually think, okay, they did this, they did this. When I tell you and Skippy could tell you too, he's working the cameras right now, the amount of meetings that we have to sit down as a team and literally detail every little aspect.
Yep, I
of
believe
this
that.
festival.
No, I believe that, and it shows.
Yeah.
It shows, and like, yeah, you can take my word for it, or you cannot take my word for it. But there's a bunch of other people that you can take their word for it because it literally shows. You can't make this stuff up,
Right?
like.
Like when you cut corners, that will show too.
Oh, it shows all the time, and it screams, and that's what we're gonna remember.
Exactly, and you'll talk about those promoters.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And say, I don't know why I'm paying that. They didn't do this, that, the third.
I really paid $60 for this.
Exactly.
What?
But you being somebody that understands the experience aspect of it and the fact that we detailed everything.
Yeah, I'm saying that I want to pay $100. Like not that I want to pay, but I'm saying that I see the prices of the ticket. Like I see the prices. Don't laugh. I see the prices of the tickets, and like it makes sense because there are parties that are expensive. Like we all know that there are parties that are expensive. Yeah. This is one of those parties that have every right to be in that category of being expensive, and plus starting at $60, it's not our fault that they slept.
The crazy part is the demand has grown so much that those which are early birds, so obviously there's a smaller quantity of that, those fly.
Of course.
I literally cannot make this up.
Of course.
Ticket Gateway implemented a queue system. Yeah. Somebody took a screenshot of almost 3,000 people there at 8 o'clock trying to get a ticket.
I seen something like that. I seen stories.
Yeah. Who did it that day?
I seen stories. I was telling some of the girls because there's some of the girls that have seen my post from the Strut Lab, and these girls have never been to a Fete.
What?
Want to go to a Fete. They've never been outside. They haven't played Mass, any of this stuff. Or maybe they've been to a Fete, but they didn't have a good time. So I'm just like, bro, I will organize some type of group so that we can all go together, and then I can be their Tsunami guide so that they can have a good time and they can enjoy it. I mean, I'm not gonna have to do much, but at least it's like a segue so that if someone doesn't have someone to go with, come with the group. You know what I mean?
And the crazy part is once you're in there, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The amount of vibes you'll make friends, you'll enjoy yourself. You could be alone.
Oh my gosh!
And
I'm telling you,
vibe. You know what I mean? And I can't thank you enough because when I asked for your help for Tsunami one year, you were just like, yo, anything,
of course,
you need,
absolutely.
And you're now saying that now. Don't say what it is, huh? But when I told you the surprise of what we have coming Carabana weekend, what did you say to yourself?
I said,
show your expressions now. What do you think about that surprise?
Listen. No, just listen. Okay. Yeah. Just listen. Yeah. Y'all are in for a treat. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah. Like if I can jump up and down right now, I would, but that's not very professional, is it? But whoop. I told him that I need a ticket. If he can save me a ticket on the side for it, so I don't have to be in the queue. Rush. But
I told her she could work. She's like, whatever, I'll still pay. I'm like, no, come and work. She's like, as long as you'll have me, I'll work.
As long as he will have me, I will be at all of them. Yeah. Every last one.
That's amazing.
Goddamn.
So obviously, Tsunami is a big deal, and we definitely appreciate your words. And as a team working so hard, what you said was it made our day.
Good. I'm glad. It was genuine, so I'm glad.
Obviously, we don't always get that kind of review.
Of course.
And
of course.
It comes with the nature of what we do, right? And I, again, trying to be as, I guess, protective of some of the things going on as possible. I read you a message earlier of straight hate.
Yeah.
That I had to wake up to one day, and you were like, what are they even talking about? But this is the kind of stuff we have to deal with, right?
Unfortunately.
You did tell me off camera about a big life change you're going to be making soon. I don't know if you want to share that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, I can share it because changes have been made.
Yay. So what's going on with you?
Yeah. So I was in the process of moving countries. Ooh. I was going to be moving to England. I'm not.
Oh, whoa. You're trying to build up to this
I'm not anymore yet.
Got it. But you were going to be moving to England.
I was, but the Strut Lab is my baby that is just doing very, very well. And I am seeing a lot of good come out of it. And that's what I want. Eventually, yes, I do want to make it so that, I can leave a Strut Lab here, a Strut Lab there, a Strut Lab International. Let's be real. Yeah. But you know what I mean? I want to, but right now it's in its infancy and it's too new. And I have so much more people to meet still. And, you know, so I am still going down for Notting Hill. So I'm going for August.
Okay. I'll see you there.
That's what I was asking you. Because I need to now organize what I'm doing, who I'm doing. So I am going down for August for Notting Hill, and then I'm coming back because lo and behold, I have a fashion show that the Strut Lab is planning for September.
Well then.
Fun times.
So this is what you meant when you said busy.
It's busy. It's so busy. Booked, busy, and paid. We love that for her.
This is what you prayed for, right? This is what you wanted.
This is what I prayed for. Yeah, this is what I prayed for. So I will never complain. Like, I will never complain.
So that means you're here in Toronto a little while longer.
I am going to be here for a little bit while longer. So, I am still going to be traveling more, though, because...
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to travel more.
You're an independent woman. Tell them again.
I'm independent. And no one can tell me otherwise.
Love it. Do you ever been anywhere else to party or do carnival anywhere else?
Not yet. This year's going to be my first year going and doing 2 carnivals. So I'm doing Notting Hill and I'm doing Miami.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, because I was going to be moving and now I'm not. I'm just like, you know what? In October, I'm just going to go to Miami then.
Yeah.
And then do that and experience that for what that is, because why not?
Why not? And to me, Miami is one of the perfect starters. Like, it's the carnival starter kit for traveling, in my opinion.
Perfect.
If you're from North America.
There you go.
You get a bit of the island experience. You get the palm trees and the beaches. I want that. But yes, there is an Americanized aspect to it. So
I figured as much. I've heard stories and I've looked into it and whatnot, but you know. Yeah, so I'll be in Miami.
We got those 2 for 2024. Where do you want to go?
Vincy, Mass.
Woo! Funny enough, well, I can't even say that yet because
don't play with me.
I know. We'll talk about it after. If you know.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after.
Okay, delete that. Take that part out.
Yeah, but that's a possibility.
Yeah, Vincy, Mass. I want to go to Spice, Mass. I want to go. Okay, my dream is to do a calendar year of carnivals at least once. I want to at least experience every carnival once. And then I'll have kids. But like, I just want to do that because, you know.
Are you talking about all in one year? Or
yes,
like
all in one year.
Wow.
Back to back. I want to do it back to back. So if anybody wants to sponsor me, your girl will go.
Well, let this Strut Lab keep going the way it's going.
It will.
Yeah, exactly.
It will. I'll get my own sponsorship. That's okay. If I learn one thing, is if I can't fit in your lane, I'm going to create my own.
That is a fact. We're going to pave our own road.
No, facts. You have to. You literally have to.
Yeah. We talking international carnivals. We talking different places to go in the world. Let's talk about DJs, right? And I know you did come up to me with your friend in Calypso with Keisha and said, you're our favorite DJ. Talk about some of your favorite DJs.
Oh God, I don't even know DJs things
oh,
like that.
Lord. Next question.
I know DJ BuzzB.
I love it.
You're going to get me canceled.
No. You're good. You'll learn. I'll introduce you to some good DJs.
Okay, like I know faces. But like names, like I'm so bad with names.
Understood.
I'm so bad with names.
Yeah.
But like I know faces.
Yeah.
I can do that. Like, I know faces.
Now when we talk in the Strut Lab, right? And you doing your best to grow it and blow it up as big as you can. What is your future goals?
For the Strut Lab?
Like you said, it's your baby, but what do you want to see your baby be one day?
Where do I want to see my baby? So my baby is, I call it my $1 million baby because I'm going to turn the Strut Lab into a multi-million-dollar company. I believe that's so hard. Because, and it's not even like I'm chasing the money per se. Yeah. It's the impact. Like, yes, money is great and all. But when I say my $1 million baby, I'm not focused that hard on the money. It's what people get when they gain their own self-confidence is like worth more than $1 million. And that's what I'm trying to do for people. So I'm trying to grow this in every aspect of like that I can. Yeah. And I do it through different confidence building workshops and stuff. So like, I'm just out here doing things that'll either bring out your femininity or help you get better at something or get you to make new friends. Or even I started a creators hub that a lot of creators will get into one place and like exchange information and even do collabs at the exact same time and place and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to make a positive impact on the world. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm here. I could be doing so much other different things, but like I want to contribute in this way. Yeah. And I know that I am confident in myself. So like, that's why people will kind of like attract to me and probably want to talk to me about how to gain confidence. Yeah. But like, that's just all I can.
Realistically, it rubs off.
That's all I want.
It rubs off. Like, you're confident, it rubs off on other people.
Yeah,
if they hang out with you more, it'll just naturally.
Exactly. So,
and the more you do that now, their circles will feel that energy, and
that's it.
You're making a positive impact.
That's it.
To wrap up this amazing podcast, and I thank you so much for your time. You did post one time, and I want to talk about this. It was something to the things. Yeah, I know exactly, but it was something to the tone of, whatever you're thinking of, do it. Whatever you want to do it. Why are you limiting yourself? Do it. If you have this big idea, do it. Talk about why you posted that and what like your thought process is behind just do it, the Nike.
So yeah, my thought process behind the just do it is there is only one you, and whatever's for you is for you. Whatever your vision or whatever it may be is going to come to life in your way, the way you want it. And no one else can take that away from you because it's yours. Like, you came up with it for the most part. Like, if it's genuine and you keep coming up with it. But like, if you want to do it, the reason why you should just do it is because if you don't do it, then you're going to stay in the exact same position that you were if you didn't do it anyways. So why do you want to stay in probably a position that you're trying to get yourself out of anyways? So like you can get opportunities from things that you just do. You can get different things that come up from things that you just do, things that you just jump into, but you're not going to know, it's not going to happen if you don't do it. Right. And the worst thing that can happen is you stop or you fail at it and then you do something else. But like,
and even worse than that is probably regret.
Yeah, exactly.
And another thing I always reference, remember that meme where the guys are digging away at the dirt?
Yeah, and
the
it's
top
right
guy
there.
is right there, but he stops, and the other guy keeps going, but he's close, and he gets all the diamonds.
Yep, exactly.
That's more or less what the situation is.
Exactly. Like, I can tell you, I am like a serial entrepreneur. I have started so many different things before I actually double down on what I really want to do, which was the Strut Lab. But I've started so many different things, and if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have gotten here.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff that I think I wasted my time on, or it led me here.
So I know we said that was it, but now you brought up that component and being an entrepreneur, we definitely have to dive into that a little bit before we go. You being an entrepreneur and the starting phases of what you do, right? Is it safe to assume you don't come from this huge pool of money in your family and
oh god, I'm gonna manifest it, but no, I do not.
So
I've
that's
worked
not
for
where
everything
you come
that
from.
I got. Come on now.
Good for you.
As soon as I was legal to work, paper route. Even before I was I was on my little bike and I was riding around. I'm not even gonna say the name, but I was riding around
that area. Yeah.
And throwing freaking papers and stuff, making my own little $50 or whatever it was a week. And then when I was legal, I got my own job. I made my own money. I made my own money. Like, no one can tell me that, oh, they bought me. That's okay. Yeah. But like, I made my own money. Yeah. Like, I did my own. I brought myself. So no, I don't.
Bringing up Strut Lab from the dirt, right? From the ground. Mm-hmm. Talk about that experience and the sacrifices you've had to make, making your own business.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of my own money. Yes. So the Strut Lab started December. The end of last year. I've only been doing the Strut Lab for a couple of months. The Strut Lab's only open for a couple of months. Where it was and where it's been now, like how it's come to pass is crazy. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying if you want to do it, just do it, because you never know what can happen in a little bit of time. Right. But I forget where I was going with this. But
to your point, like, did you see the Tsunami video where I posted what it was when it started and what it is now? That is the example of what you're talking about.
Literally. That is the example. That's why I was just like, I was all up in your comments on that. Yeah. Because I'm just like, I can relate. Like, I can actually relate. Because I'm starting to build this thing, and it's a lot that you have to put into it. And, I don't have a big team. Like, I'm my own marketer. I'm my own social media coordinator. I'm my own this. I'm my own event planner, this, and this. I'm wearing like very like multiple different hats. Yeah. It's a lot. It is a lot to do, but it's definitely rewarding. So
yeah. And to as part of your encouragement, a big component of that is just doing the work yourself and the right people coming along and seeing that you're putting in work and wanting to assist.
Yes,
right?
that's
And
true.
I believe I heard this from LaRussell. He's one of a favorite artist of mine these days, like a new age hip hop artist. But he's very conscious and he speaks about the business aspect of what he does and just the music business in general. And he was saying something to the effect of, if somebody's car is broken down and they're just at the side of the road, most people are probably going to glance or not even realize the car is there, and they'll just keep going about their day. But if you now see somebody pushing their car with all their might and saying, I got to get this car, whatever's going on, you just seeing them push this car, naturally,
You're more inclined
to want to help. And that's what it is. Like, if you're in a space where you're not really doing much, you don't really need help because you're not really doing enough. And when you get to the point where you're doing, like you just described, this hat, that hat, the third, people are naturally going to come into that business. And the best part is when the right people come into it.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It takes time to like sift through, if anything, because, you know, like people will see like an upcoming thing and want to like leech onto that because it's an upcoming thing. But the right people, you are able to see it. And I can see within my little group, it's very nice. I'm very grateful.
Not exactly. And not only do you attract the right business, I guess, employees, partners, whatever you want to call it, you attract the right customers too.
Yeah.
A lot of times, yes, you do get the odd apple that is just hard to deal with. But like you just explained, when you go into Tsunami, there's a certain energy. And that's because that's what I portray and that's what I am. But I show myself on social media.
Yeah.
A lot of people like, yeah, why do you post this? You get a little too personal with this sometimes. I literally do my best to be as transparent as possible without being too transparent.
I get that.
And when I show those things, that's what attracts that type of crowd. And that's what comes out to my events. So there's certain events you'll go, you're going to see a lot of fights. You're going to get a lot of attitude from this person, that person, because they don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what they're attracting into their space. And you're going to get a bunch of that in an enclosed space. So that's the importance of that part of it too. But Mel, this was an amazing podcast. How'd you like this?
I love this. I love this so much.
It's your second podcast now, right?
This is my second podcast.
Yeah.
Get used to my face.
Yeah, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Mel. Give them your handles. Where can they find you on socials?
On social media at Melstheory, both TikTok and Instagram.
And the Strut Lab.
And the Strut Lab. Big up the Strut Lab, my $1 million baby.
So basically just click the link in Mel's Theory bio.
Yeah.
And you'll find everything there.
Yeah.
And before we get you out of here, as we do with all our guests, we have a little going away gift.
Oh, cute.
The Up From Here podcast t-shirts
cute.
that we give to all of our guests. So we appreciate you.
Can't wait to make this into a crop top.
Yeah. She's going to cut off our thing. Huh? We thank you. If anybody else would like their Up From Here t-shirt, make sure to hit us up. You saw the t-shirt and merchandise info. We have hats on sale, hoodies and t-shirts.
Ooh, hoodies even.
That one's yours, the special going away parting gift.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. Get in touch with Mel, people. Amazing podcast. We want to encourage the confidence of the woman.
Absolutely.
And this was an amazing podcast to shed light on that subject matter. We appreciate you, Mel. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Don't worry, part 2's coming soon. We'll get part. Now you're still in Toronto, we'll figure out part 2 soon.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I'm here for a little bit.
Yeah. And that, people, was another episode of the Up From Here podcast. And we out.
Awesome. Yay. That was fun.
Yeah.